Okay, before I get to Impact, I just gotta say one thing. Joey Styles, you, sir, are my hero. Okay? I have wanted to punch Bradshaw in the face so many times over the years, but now I can do it just by living vicariously through you. So thank you, Joey Styles, from the bottom of my heart. As for Impact, this is kind of a tough one to review because while I like the current direction that they're headed in, and most of the new developments that are taking place, there's a lot of little things, like small details, that keep frustrating me. First of all, I thought the opening segment of the show was terrific. Best thing about the show. I loved the promo that AJ cut because that was the absolute exact thing that needed to be said. And ever since Bound for Glory, I have just been waiting every single week for someone to say this because it's just been like this huge elephant in the room that nobody was looking at for some reason. And basically, AJ just calls out Sting, and he says, look, you've been talking about respect all these months and how you are going to be the champion to show people how, a veteran, how a real champion is supposed to act. But then you go and pull all this main event mafia crap, and you want respect, but you don't act respectful. And that's bullshit. And this was just awesome because I've been saying this, I've been saying all this stuff myself on the Extreme Regime board, and I've been waiting for months for somebody, just anybody, to just get in Sting's face and tell him what everybody already knows, that he's the biggest hypocrite walking the face of the planet. And the fact that Sting didn't deny any of that really says just so much. And I love what they've done here with Sting's character, because more than anybody else, the way the writers have handled Sting has just been awesome since this angle started. I mean, you can definitely see like the internal conflict that Sting's going through, how he sees the main event mafia as kind of a necessary evil, but he's not totally at ease with a lot of the stuff they're doing. And even though that he hasn't made any attempt to stop them yet. I mean, some really great attention to character here. And the thing is, I'm not totally sure where they should go with it next. I mean, it does look like Sting's probably going to be leaving the main event mafia sooner than later. But where do they go with him after that? I mean, I don't want to see him join the front line. I mean, there's too many young guys in that group getting overshadowed as it is. So I like it. I'm just not sure where it's going. X Division title tournament. I have no problem with a tournament. My only issue is that they needed to give some kind of a reason why they just didn't have Eric Young versus Bashir in a rematch with a referee who wouldn't spaz out and get physically involved. I mean, if Bashir can't coexist with Shane Sewell, then just keep them away from each other. It's that simple. And look, see what happened here? Eric Young, Sheik Abdul-Bashir, Earl Hebner referee. And look, no stupid shit happened this time. Now, wasn't that so much simpler? Bashir's out of the running for the title, thank God, so let's just move on from this crap. Motor City Machine Gun stuff is still pretty cool. Aside from the fact that they had Alex Shelley versus Jay Lethal on this show and gave it less than 2 minutes. Less than 2 minutes? That is bullshit. But Chris Sabin cut a really good promo afterwards. I like that they gave him a chance to talk finally, because if he was quiet for too much longer, he was going to start looking like Alex Shelley's sidekick rather than his partner. And so I like that. And the line about Foley doing what the Knockouts have been trying to do for the last year, and that's screw the Motor City Machine Guns, that was a great line. It was really funny. Speaking of the Knockouts, wow, not a good night for them at all. Josie / Sojourner Bolt debuted as an official member of the Knockouts roster finally, and really not a good showing for her, though that probably wasn't her fault. And I swear, I am absolutely dead serious when I say this. As much as TNA seems to want Christy Hemme to be great, I'm telling you, she is not. And I'm not trying to be overly markish or critical or anything like that. I'm just being as honest as I can. She really is just not that good, and a blind person could see it. And when Mike Tenay said that you had to consider Christy Hemme one of the top knockouts in the company now, my mouth just fell open. This has to be some kind of joke, because they cannot possibly be serious about this. Looks like the new girl is going to be a heel, which is fine with me because they need more good heels in the division. The problem is that she just lost after 3 minutes in a nothing match to Christy Hemme. which means that she has no credibility as a heel at all. So tough break for her, because she's going to have to start at the bottom, and I mean rock bottom, because it doesn't get any lower than jobbing to Christy Hemme. Plus, they have got to get her a better name. I mean, seriously, because Sojourner Bold sounds like some jobber bold. And until they give her a better name, that's what I'm going to call her. No offense to Josie, but Sojourner Bold is like Moose. Okay, you can't give a wrestler a name that ridiculous and expect people not to make fun of it. So, welcome to TNA, some jobber bold. Also, this pointless Sarah Palin beautiful people BS is really taxing my patience. You give Lethal and Shelley 2 minutes, but you have plenty of time to waste on this garbage? It was so bad that I actually found myself agreeing with Kip James. Why don't I just shoot myself in the head then? Look, the only thing that might make this crap tolerable is if it's just Velvet and Angelina acting dumb to fool everybody, which then somehow leads to Daphne signing a contract and getting in the ring and wrestle. You know, I wouldn't mind that at all. I always liked the Scream Queen. But if this is just Daphne playing some Palin impersonator for no other reason than because Russo thinks it's funny, then this is just going to be the latest example of why the beautiful people have become nothing more than ratings whores. And that's a damn shame, because they could be doing so much more if they were just used correctly, but they haven't been used correctly since Angelina got jobbed out at Victory Road, and since then it's been all downhill for those two. Beast or Fired. Got to give TNA credit on this one, because TNA has this really frustrating habit of debuting new kinds of gimmick matches, and even if the match does not work at all, they will just be like, well, screw it, doesn't matter if the match doesn't work, we're going to bring it back anyway. You know, reverse battle royal, etc. But this time, they actually learned from their past mistakes, and they fixed all the problems with the original Feast or Fired match. They didn't do any stupid, confusing crap like having people feud over the briefcases and whatever. They just kept it nice and simple, and most importantly, this time the right people got the right cases. Okay, Jay Lethal, tag title shot. Nothing wrong with that. Hernandez, world title shot. Cool, cool. Homicide, X Division title shot. Hell freaking yeah. Curryman gets fired. You guys know what that means, don't you? Oh, man. Cannot wait. The only bad part was that the process of opening the briefcases went on. And on. And on! They dragged this thing out for like 20 minutes. I mean, it went way past, you know, the building anticipation thing, and it just got to the point where I was screaming at the TV, just shut up and open the fucking briefcases already! I mean, I like Deal or No Deal, but I don't give a rat's ass about seeing JB do some crappy Howie Mandel impression. Just cut to the chase, for God's sake! But aside from that, this year's Feast or Fired was a huge, just massive improvement over the last one, which I'm just thrilled about. They managed to fix all the problems that made the first one so horrible, so yeah, kudos to TNA on that one. And with that, I'm going to have to wrap this up. I'm sorry, I'm not going to talk about the beer bottle on a pole match. You guys know what I'm going to say about that, so I'm not going to go there. It's just going to piss me off. And anyway, I still need to finish my Christmas shopping. So yeah, I got to get that done. So I got to go for now. I'll talk to you guys in a few. See you later.